reciprocate or murder. I don't know what you want me to say. More not good.
What's up, boys? All right, time to do the weekly recap. I know I am a day late and $1 short, but all in good faith. So, I guess we'll get a. Well, let's actually start with our sponsor. This is sponsored by Miller Lite, unpaid testimonial. So, let's start off with Luka versus Corey. Corey, I just got your text. I see you wanted us to skip it, but that's just not what I do here. I don't just skip over people, especially when I think you got a decent squad on your hands there. So we'll go ahead. We'll recap Luka versus Corey real quick. That is Corey Clark, that is. Luka gets the dub. Luka wins 125-74. That's what I call an ass whooping. So if we take a look at Luka's squad here, I got a couple notes jotted down. And we got Luka's squad here with Chase Brown on it. Luka's putting up 125 with Chase Brown. The ultimate bust so far. So far, Luka. Luka with a great Judkins draft. Judkins, he's solidified himself as the #1 back there in Cleveland, I believe. He's got Ricky Pearsall. Ricky Pearsall's balling. And then I just got news this today, a couple hours ago, that Ayuk is actually going to be out longer than they think. So, I mean, there you go. You got Pearsall coming in as a nice wide receiver 2 option. And you got Chase Brown struggling. I mean, you can't get any worse than what he did. He had 10 carries, 3 yards, 4 catches for 17. I mean, Luka 25 with that squad, with Brown not producing. You got Judy with 2 points. I mean, great week. Well done. Also, Luka has Daniel Jones on the block. Or not on the block. Sorry, I didn't mean on the block, but he's out on the bench. Potential trade bait there. We'll go to Corey's team. Corey, it's a good team on paper. You got Saquon, who only got you 7. You got Brian Thomas Jr., who knows what the fuck that fucking idiot's doing. You got Marv, who knows what the fuck that guy's doing. One positive for the team looking forward right now is Cam Skattebo. Not looking bad for you there on the bench at running back as Cam Skattebo, but didn't help you this week. You got smashed. I do like these two teams. Luka, you're starting to creep up to that bubble spot. I really do like your team, and to be honest, I think you might hit the bubble spot here this week. So, hey, good job, guys. Unfortunate, Corey. Well done, Luka. The second matchup I'm going to actually save for last. The second one I have written down. I'm going to save that one for last because I really like that one. Let's hop right into Cuz versus Cuz, which is probably almost every week because these fucking Millers and Clarks and fuckers just terrorize. There's fucking 10 of them. So we got Greg versus Cameron. Coming into this matchup, I really did like Cameron's team. Obviously, you guys know how I feel about Greg's team. Year in, year out, Greg's a fucking superstar in this league, and it's going to take a lot to fucking beat him. Like I said, you're going to need 110 to 130 to beat Gregory. And guess what? Greg puts up another 110, a nice solid, put together week, like usual. And Cam couldn't rise to the occasion. Now, why couldn't Cam rise to the occasion is what we're going to talk about. T. Higgins. That Bengals offense, you don't want nothing to do with it anymore. I mean, it was a great pick going into the draft, Cameron. But now, I mean, I don't know what you do here with T. Higgins. And then you have Mike Evans. He's hurt. Probably, I think I read 2 weeks. 1 to 2 weeks there on Mike Evans, too. So you're going to be looking. You're going to be looking, and you're going to be also, you're going to be looking, and also you have Najee Harris there. I wrote down here Najee Harris, and then in the notes I put, who cares? Because kind of just a wasted roster spot anyway, so there you go. Pick someone up. I think you might have. I'll have to go look. I know you did have a... Oh, you did have a waiver wire pickup, but I'm not sure you let go, but it might have been Najee, hopefully. Greg, like I said, another great, well-rounded week. You know, Sutton got you 20. That's cool. Everyone else is just giving you that solid, whatever you know what you're looking for. One unfortunate thing is you did lose James Conner, but you're a savvy owner. I know you'll get over it, and I know you'll figure out how to do it. Well done, Greg. Great win. Nothing more to say on that one. Move on to the next matchup. Before we get to this next matchup, I would like to give a shout out to our sponsor, Miller Lite, on paid testimonial. Next matchup is Miles Melhare versus James Harrison. Now, you know, unfortunately, James couldn't make it to the draft. He auto-drafted his team, and it is bound to happen. You know, you're bound to have a down week with that, you know, auto-drafted team. Team came a little bit back down to earth. He still scored 100, but props to Miles. 123 to Miles. He had just an all-around solid week. Jonathan Taylor running the show, 31. I mean, he had 3 touchdowns. You got Jamar Chase, Jamchaw. Man, almost got me to say it. Well, I did. Jamchaw, he's still not even doing it for Miles yet. So that makes Miles a really serious threat if he's going to get the rest of his team going. And Jamar Chase still has yet to fucking come up and be the man he is. You got Pacheco. That sucks. I don't know what's going on with him this year. You know, Kansas City's very, very, very confusing. But, you know, you don't need to start Pacheco. You got Tajay coming back. You got Jennings. He'd probably be back. I mean, your bench isn't great. Not as great as I thought it was when I just started looking at it. But needless to say, you got a pretty good squad. And then you got George Pickens. Rip CD, right? You got George Pickens, and you got a solid 4 weeks of Pickens being that dog. And us Steelers fans know how big of a dog Pickens can be. Looking at James's team, you know, you still overperformed with that Montgomery getting 30. I mean, you still running that 2 tight end stack. I see, James. That's crazy. That's crazy. That little double tight end stack failed you this week, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see with the weeks that come. You started Rachaad White. That's unfortunate. That you probably had to start him here. Yeah, no, you got Gainwell, but I mean, how are you gonna? Travis Hunter, wow. Yeah, you got Travis Hunter on your bench, and he's sucking dick. But when I look at your bench now, I'm looking at your bench. I'm seeing Jordan Addison. I'm seeing Rashee Rice. Not bad. Not bad, because I'm pretty sure Addison's coming back this week. And I'm pretty sure Rice, Rice got 6 games, so he should be back in 3 weeks. So, I mean, you're 2-1. You have the luxury of being able to hang on to Rice if you want. All right, let's go on to our second to last game. We got Matt Crawl versus Gavin. This was a big week for Matt. Very, very big week for Matt. Matt was 0-2. He's one of the teams that I've actually really, really, really liked. And he started off 0-2. And I was like, man, that really sucks. And then Matt comes out with a bang this week. He needed a bang. Matt comes out with a 131, most points scored of the week. I mean, we talk about it. A.J. Brown finally came to fucking play. He's still got Jetta, who hasn't fucking lived up to the expectations. I mean, that's a great wide receiver core. Let's not forget. All right, listen to this wide receiver core: Jetta, Brown, JSN. I mean, fuck. JSN's balling. It's only a matter of time before Matt puts up a nice 150, 160 bomb. We'll go to his tight end, Mandrews. Finally, right? Been waiting for it. I know you put a claim in for Kincaid earlier in the week. He had a Thursday night game, so you couldn't get him. I think Mandrews exceeded your expectations there. I always got to do this to you too. Shout out Tootin. Tootin get that tutty for you. That's awesome. Who knows? Who knows with Tootin? He's one injury away, right? They obviously traded Tank for a reason. And we'll go to Gavin's team. Gavin, biggest blow of the week, my man. I loved your team. Loved your team. You're 0-3 now, unfortunately. And you have CeeDee Lamb. I'd say that's definitely the biggest injury of the year. Only 4 weeks. But still, 0-3 with someone who's out 4 weeks is very hard to manage. So I'm interested to see how you'll do that. Got Drake London. He's not performing for you, but hold out hope for that guy. I think London will come around. And also, you have a new dad on your team, Stephon Diggs. Grats to Stephon Diggs. And Gavin, you have Trey Benson on the bench, which is really good for you, because with the James Conner injury, so that'll help you try to mitigate that CeeDee Lamb injury for you. But you're having a rough go at it. I still like the team. I wouldn't put you in my consideration for the playoffs yet anymore. But then again, like I said, I love your team. And let me get back to the matchup of the week. The matchup of the week is brought to you by Miller Lite Unpaid Testimonial. So after my last kind of thing, we got a text in the group chat, and it was from a guy named China Mike, we call him. Some call him Bean Dog. Some call him Root. Some call him Rupp. He came out guns blazing. He talked that talk. But he walked that walk. Did he not? Wow. What a fucking week for Mike. Came out, called out the big dog Chap. One of my favorite teams in this league is Chap's team. He called them out and he fucking delivered. Root proves a 2-1. Takes Chap down. Chap's down to 1-2. Still love the team, Chap. I still love the team. But wow, did he came out guns blazing. He's got a 30 burg from fucking Caleb. He's got Nico putting up Twan. I mean, in his first round pick, Genty, only scoring 6 points for him. Ooh. Only scored 6 points for him. Just a solid all around game. He's got Ferguson on the bench for him with 14. I forget what that fucking. Can't say it for YouTube purposes, but you know what I'm talking about. Johnston had Ibuka on the bench too. I mean, there is some moves that he could have made to even score even more points. Great week for Mike. Some might think he might have gotten Chap's head. I don't know. That's just chatter around the league. You know, Chap, you had to start Russell Wilson. Unfortunately, Jaden going down with that last minute injury. Neighbors only getting you 2 points, which is unheard of. That won't happen again. You know that. Debo, I believe I saw Terry Mack was hurt, but I could be wrong. But Debo only got you 4 points, which is disappointing. But a bright spot on your team is Omari Hampton with Najee Harris going down. Omari Hampton had a nice 22 points for you. So, and you got Worthy sitting on your bench. He'll be back. Ayo Manor, whatever the fuck his name is, he's sitting on your bench. He's actually had 2 touchdowns the last 2 games, which is nice. Ayuk's coming. Oh, actually, no. Ayuk's not coming back anytime soon. So that's a little bit of a hit for you. Due to recent news, says he's not close, according to Kyle Shanahan. But like I said, all in all, love your guys' teams. Love these teams here, Mike and Chap's teams. But you got to give credit where credit's due. Mike came out running his mouth, backed it up, and that's a savage move. That's a savage move from Mikey. All right, moving on. We'll go to the waivers. We got Chap had, I believe, I don't know really how your waivers work because you're all fucking stupid. But I'm pretty sure Chap had the first waiver. Which would make sense because maybe Corey didn't put a fucking waiver claim in because he's a fucking moron. Yep, no he didn't. So, that's Corey with a K. So Chap gets Trey Tucker. Trey Tucker obviously had the 3 touchdown game. Good pickup, especially for Russ. But league winner, probably not. I see that being his best week. You know, obviously this year, but who knows? Who knows with the Raiders? I mean, Mike. If you need any questions about the Raiders stacks, you go ahead and ask Mike. Mike knows everything about the Raiders. We got Greg Clark. He's picking up Luther Burden. That is the receiver for the Chicago Bears. He's dropping James Conner. Rip James Conner. Luther Burden had 3 catches last week, I believe, and he had a touchdown. He's probably going to work his way more into the offense as time goes, but you still got DJ Moore. You still got Rome Odunze. And to be honest, the Bears just kind of fucking suck, so that's just a dart throw, which I get. James Conner, I mean, he has nothing. There's nothing left to do. Cameron grabs Hunter Henry. Hunter Henry had that, I believe, 2 touchdowns against the Steelers. Let me double check that real quick. Yeah. He had 11 targets, 2 touchdowns against the Steelers last week. I mean, he absolutely dominated. And you got him, and you dropped Najee. I wasn't sure about that earlier on, but you did. Great fucking pickup. That's a way better pickup than whatever the fuck Greg was doing, and I expect more from Greg. We got Corey. Corey had 2 pickups this week. Corey went with Brock Purdy and Rashad Bateman. Okay. Decent pickups. Let me check the lineup real quick. You have Mahomes, so I don't know. Purdy's a flyer. Bateman. Whatever. Dart throw. No biggie. We got Crawl with quite a few pickups. Crawl, big pickuper up of the week. He picked up 4 people. Krull picks up Dalton Kincaid, which he was waiting for. Also, just a reminder, this is brought to you by Miller Lite, unpaid testimonial. Krull, he was going for Dalton Kincaid before, because Miles dropped him for some reason. And he was going for him. Game was on Thursday. Missed out on those points this week. But like I said, Mandrews made up for that for him. Ends up getting him. Drops Kyle Williams, whoever the fuck that is. Also, he picks up Chris Rodriguez, little flyer for the Washington backfield. Rico Dahl, another one of them flyers. And Miles Sanders, another flyer. We got Roop picking up Haskins. That I believe he'll obviously step into a new, bigger role due to the Najee injury, and he also picks up Jackson Dart, which I believe Mike is having a little bit of QB troubles. Well, no, he's got Caleb Williams, but still, well, Caleb's been balling actually. Now that I look at it. Huh. Wow. Not bad, Mike. But yeah, Mike picks up a backup quarterback. And Haskins, that running back for the Chargers. And the last pickup, my boy Lukey Schmitz picks up Taysom Hill. And I think Taysom will be... Oh, here it goes. He's recovering. He'll be back. So he'll be back in a couple weeks. So Taysom Hill's a stash for Lukey, I guess. And now I will go to our playoff contenders who I think are our playoff contenders. And that is, in no particular order yet, I think around week 8, I'll start giving an order. But as of now, it's hard to tell. I mean, who's going to be the better manager? You understand what I'm saying? So I got Greg. I got Chapman. I got Matt Krull. And I got Miles. Those are my playoff. That's who I think is going to make the playoffs as of now. And I got 2 teams on the bubble this week. I got Cam and Schmitz. So that's it for you guys. I'm sorry. I understand. You guys are disappointed. This did not come out last night. I apologize. I, unfortunately had a crisis, and as of right now, we have one undefeated team. That's Greg Clark. Bounty's on your head, Greg. Good luck to all, and all a good night.